Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So a couple of disclaimers. First off, you're probably going to hear a lot of sounds like traffic and stuff like that. Second of all, I'm the type of person I feel like I talk disjointed and I say like a lot and like I'm not really smooth in my speech, I feel. Maybe other people think otherwise, but anyways, I just want to like make you aware that that's the type of person that I am in advance. So today we're going to be talking about my Hobonichi Weeks and my Hobonichi Cousin. I'm not going to talk about what stationery is what and all that type of stuff, because I don't memorize all the names, like how to pronounce all the names and stuff like that of all the stationery that I use. But I'll do like a what's in my pen pouches, or pen pouches and pencil cases and everything else that I got later on. So let's get into it with the weeks. So this is a Filofax zip cover, and then that's the pen I use, which is my favorite pen right now. And then I have the January start Champagne 2023 weeks. I made this a few years ago and I've been taking it out and then putting it in the current weeks that I'm in. So I just use some scrapbook paper and probably like some like a box or something like that, and then I have a picture of my dog that passed away last year. And then I usually put my word of the year on the front page here, but clearly this year I didn't, but there are some of the words that I was going to use. And then I have some post-it notes here and a little meditation girl here. And then I just marked my paydays, because I was like in this for a little bit for the first part of the year, and then I was out of it, and then I went back into it again. I haven't really used the calendar sections, but I have tried this month to do my finance tracking, which I was doing in my Sterling Ink Weeks notebook. And I was also, I think I might have been doing it in my I did it in my basics common planner that I was in for the first half of the year. And then I'm just going to skip to when I just restarted this again. So when I went back into this, I basically was doing like tasks and stuff like that. I was doing finances, then a tracker, which I feel like if I'm going to do a tracker, it has to be in a week's for some reason. Otherwise, I won't keep up with it. And then I have a to-do list, and then I was doing decoration. And then the next week I did the same thing, which I didn't have really anything on last week, but I was doing, tracking my food. And then I also added an energy tracker, and I took out the to-do list this week. And then same with this, but I ended up adding, symptoms I was having, because symptoms and like I said goodbye to September. It was my mom's birthday. I had a headache, etc. And yeah, but it's basically the same layout, and this week my guts just weren't right, so TMI, but that's how I was. And then I went a little ham decorating everything in advance, and I'm not like in love with the pages, but I'm just going to use it because we're so close to going into our 2024 weeks now. But yeah, I fell off the bandwagon. I just caught up, I think it was yesterday. So I need to go back in and fill this out a little bit more, but it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Don't ask me what this is, but I got out some gel pens, some metallic gel pens, and I went really ham, and I actually had so much bleed through on like every single page because I was being very experimental. And so I got a page from the back of the Hobonichi Weeks, I think it was, and I just stuck it over there so I could cover up the bleed through, but it still has like stuff coming off from over here, but it is what it is. And yeah, so this is the month of October, and then we have November, and then we go into the new weeks. I did a couple of note pages at the beginning of the year. Like I did this like affirmation-y situation. I did this little quote that I made myself. I did an inbox. I did a wish list that I didn't even end up finishing completing. And then I just ended up starting to use this paper for like scratch paper when I'm doing my finances and stuff, because I never ever really end up using up all of this paper, because I always feel like I have to be like pretty notes pages and stuff like that. And I really like, even next year I want to embrace using the back pages as just scribble paper, because I don't need anything in the back of my weeks realistically, except for like maybe like a couple of pages, like an inbox page and a wish list, but that's it. And I don't even really need that. So yeah, I did that. And then at the end of 2022, I used this straight away by drawing it in the back, and I was really loving this. I was in this for like 10 weeks. I feel like I was in this more in this 10 weeks like straight than I was in 2023. But yeah, and then I have like just a random scribble page, and that's pretty much it for the weeks. It's pretty simple, but yeah, I feel like I need a weeks or something like a weeks in my system every single year because it works for me, you know. And then there is the Hobonichi Cousin. I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning of this video, but I was in an A6 Hon, but I feel like it was starting to get a little crampy in there, so I ended up going to the Cousin. So I did get the spring edition, and I kind of wish I just got the Avec, but the reason I got the spring edition is because I wanted to like feel how thick it was and if I liked it or not. So yeah, there's that. So I made this page out of like, this is actually a vintage magazine, and then I got some like little bits and bobs from like Temu and stuff like that. I'll go more into depth with that stuff later. And I haven't done anything with this page. This is my calendar. So I just backfilled this part, but I started in September, which I didn't fill out at all. Anyways, but basically I've been just like mainly marking down vet appointments because my dog has needed to go to the vet a lot over the last couple of months, and I need to keep track with that. I plan on doing like habits up the top here and then highlights at the bottom down here. And then for my weeklies, I haven't been into time tracking lately, so I've been utilizing them like this. So again, I use my vintage paper and my pet tape and washi tapes and stuff like that, and then I'll just do a couple of words a day to kind of just sum up the day, basically. So yeah, and I haven't done this week. And then I will start from the first in my daily, sorry. So this was when I back-planned the first like 11 days, 11 or so days, yeah. And I got this information from my A6, so I tried to fit it all and make it look like not empty on this page. So yeah, I just went really heavy with the washi tape, basically. And then this is when I moved in, and I tried like normal journaling, but I realized I'm definitely a micro journal. Like I like to like have single thoughts and not just like have one consistent thought, if that made any sense. And I was doing like all of this, but that's when I ended up transferring it over to the weeks. And then I was having a lot of empty space, so I started doing quotes. I started playing around with this bar because I was falling out of the time tracking. So I started putting wins of the day here. And then I ended up doing, also adding like a daily affirmation. And then eventually I added gratitude in here. And then I tried this like random style, and this was a lot of maintenance because this pen smears a lot, this gold pen smears. So I didn't end up doing it more than 2 days, but it was good for the time. Though I think at the time I hated it. Like I wasn't vibing with it, but like I look at it now and I actually don't mind it. And then I just stopped doing boxes around everything altogether and just keeping it simple, and doing my wins of the day and my gratitude. And I pre-decorated this for the whole month, so I couldn't put anything else here until the end of the month, which is this month. And then I was able to mix up this color in a brush pen. And I tried this purple color, but I don't know, I just wasn't vibing with it. I might try it again throughout this month at some point, but I ended up going back to black. But I ended up adding my affirmations in here. And this month, at first I wasn't trying to, like, I was going to come back and fill this in with something, but over time I have decided that I'm going to embrace like having leftover space, because some days I just don't need all the space. This day my mum went to hospital, so I just made a note to myself that she went to the hospital that day. But yeah, and I'm using these girl stickers, and it's just very simplistic. I feel like this month I'm struggling to like do this daily. Like I used to go in it every single day type of thing and fill it out, or like, you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, cause I'm trying to think if that's actually the case, or if I was the same, if, see, this is where I'm getting muddled up in my mind. Or if I was doing the same thing last month. But I feel like I was more consistent every month, like coming into it and like writing things down. I need to do my gratitude here this day. And yeah, and I'm 1 day behind, so I've got to do that. And sorry, there's a plane going around my house. Instead of having wins and gratitude, I just combined it under today because I felt like it was a little overwhelming trying to think of things to put in these two categories, and I felt like sometimes they overlapped each other. So I've just like have a today and an I am column, and then my micro journaling, and then this is my, up here I'll have as my done list. So you might see very faintly some pencil marks up here, and so I'll pre-plan in here in pencil, and then I'll write in pen what I'm going to do. Medication is like always in pen, because that's the one thing in the day that I absolutely need to do. So and I've just decorated till the 15th, I believe it is. And then yeah, that's pretty much that. I did make a tracker in the back, but go figure, I told you, like the weeks is where I do my tracker, but I did try, oh, what's happening here? Oh yeah, I stuffed up, so I had to use some paper. Oh no, look at all this. Anyways, yeah, I did like a 4-month tracker here. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not, but I might go back and like put it in here later on. But like when it comes to actively tracking stuff, it's my week. So, but I did do that. And then yeah, I haven't filled any of this out, but in my A6 I was using like the My 100 as like a running to-do list basically, because I wouldn't use that for anything, and I did do some of this stuff in my games that I've played this year, so I'll probably go back and do it in here as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got this cover, by the way, from AliExpress, and it was like only $50, and it was actually a really good one for the Hobonichi Cousin. Sorry for the plane. Yeah, I'm really happy with this cover. Unfortunately, it's not going to fit my Hon next year, so I'm not going to be able to use it next year unless I decide to nix the Hon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.